What's up with y'all out there? This is the Bestway2Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
Yep, and your favorite smoking partner, Sirpo. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and go on and tell a friend while you at it.
Please believe, make sure you do that. And you already know we got our special guest co-host with us again.
What's poppin', y'all? See Pop, your professional hype woman. This new album, he's just a genius. Like, because I remember it was like a day and a half after the album came out, and I remember like Big J was like, "Have you heard it yet?" And I was like, "I haven't." And I already knew I already knew the smoke was coming. He's like, "You haven't heard it yet?" I know. I gotta sit down. I want to listen to it, but it was literally a front to back album. Like, and not a lot of people can do that, especially nowadays. You cannot produce a body of work.
Yeah, I think like
and he put you up. Excuse me, because real quick, he put you up on newer artists too, though.
Yeah,
like the one Peso,
Doty,
Peso, Doty, and
but that's what you're supposed to do, though.
Yep.
Yes.
If you got the key, I mean, and to the car and you riding it. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to open up the door and be like, "Come on, we're gonna ride."
Yep.
You know, to certain artists to open up to the whole world.
And I would say he absolutely did, because, and I'm gonna say this very respectfully, like, and this is just me being stubborn in my old school mind, right? I'm very selective on the newer artists that come out, just because of the vibe, the lyrics, everything. I'm very selective, right? And I'm a little stubborn, right? And one of my favorite songs on his album is "Hey Now, Say Now." Like the vibe, the beat, the lyrics, just all of it. But prior to, and I was like listening to like Doty's lyrics and everything like that. Prior to that particular song, his flow I would never check into, and that's I'm being very respectful by saying that. You know, like I would just, because of the flow immediately, I would just relate it to the newer stuff and kind of check out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then I was just like, this shit is too hard. And when I started tuning in, I'm like, pop your shit. You know, I'm like, okay. So it was like, it definitely opening that door to like kind of just even opening our mind to just what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with it, like what he's doing and everything.
Right.
West.
Right. So, so look, I want to say, my boy, he made me start laughing. He said, "What?" But look though, so tell everybody, what's next for Long Beach Cardo? Like, what you got cracking?
March 8th, my softball game.
Okay.
Unity in the community. Y'all come out.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
And also
Unity
got
in the
the
community.
Food Olympics.
The Food Olympics?
Food Olympics.
Oh yeah, I
August,
seen you
September.
promoting that.
August,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, the Food Olympics. Yeah, we gonna have to tap into that too, though,
Yeah,
man,
right
and
there on the
check it out.
calendar.
Okay, so that's what's up. So y'all stay tuned and stay tapped in to see what Long Beach Carlo got coming next. And before we get
Tell the people where to find you.
wait, hold on. We finna.
I gotta go take a leak.
He gotta go
and shit,
take
man.
a leak. He gotta go take a leak. Though, look, bro, this the funniest shit ever, though. But look, on that note, man, we gonna catch y'all next time. You're from Dallas. You a Cowboy fan?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
For sure.
Nah.
What's your team though?
I prefer players.
Okay.
Like, I love a competitive nature, and Tom Brady to me has always embodied that. So even though I had a bad experience in Tampa, that's where Brady went. So you know, I was definitely hoping he got that. You know what I'm talking about? Does know what I'm talking about bother you?
On everything. So you a basketball fan?
Yeah.
What's your squad?
Lakers. I fuck with the Lakers.
That's what I'm talking about.
with-
That's
I
what I'm
definitely
talking about.
fuck
We gonna
with
get that dub
Yeah.
on everything.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5 on everything.
Lakers in 5.
I wonder how you kind of like low-key hit like Long Beach to like see that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it's like other places. I don't know if it's all the way like that.
Yeah.
Long Beach is his own thing.
Yeah, Long Beach was his own thing, and during that time, it was a protest with Black Lives Matter, and I ended up going to downtown LA at City Hall by myself and protesting, and that's where I knew like this is real. You know what I mean? In terms of what you hear about, you know, the riots. I've always been a guy on the front lines, dolo or, you know, with 100 niggas. But if I believe in a cause, I'm a move.
Right.
You know what I mean? So went to City Hall, and on the front line across the great gates, the cops got on all body armor, and seeing the people beside me of people of color, everyone, white folks, Hispanics, Asians, and everyone's, it's
Samoans, all kinds of
Samoans
people,
creating that level of chaos with the same frustration.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think the platform of, trying to make a change is disruption.
Sure.
And that's what protesting does. So that's why I knew I wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool though. It gave you some kind of roots, like
100%.
experience or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I protested a lot of places, but in California specifically, women's rights, trans rights, Asian rights, Black Lives Matter. I've done that all in Long Beach.
We always do the best way to smoke tip. So when we have a guest, we ask the guest, get the people your best way to smoke tip.
Okay. My best way to smoke tip is something that I'm using myself as a tip for myself. So I'm gonna give you what I'm using for me. Everything in moderation. We have recreational, we have medicinal, but at some point, if you feel like it's not being used for its purpose and it's become a situation, we gotta address it. Everything in moderation. What you think?
That's cool.
You said what you think.
How'd I do?
I got it. I think I got it. We're gonna moderate it.
Right.
This blunt was 3.5.
Exactly.
My next one will be 4.0. After that,
just know
4.5.
Right. Know what you're
cool
know what you're
Like
doing.
a warm up.
Know what you're doing.
Levels to this shit.
Yeah. Know what you're doing, how much you're doing, and why you're doing it, and be conscious.
Yeah.
Be aware.
That's
Don't let things take over. It don't matter what it is. It could be weed. It could be food. It could be love. Anything you need.
And that's the best
In
way.
moderation.
That's
the best way.
She said it could be anything. Food, love, not just that smoke though. That's real talk though.
That is real talk.
I could dig
And
that.
when you said food, like if I go to something and it's like food, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say if I'm like in one of them little moments, like,
well, that's a little moment. But if you have a little moment every single day, all the time, is a little moment, and you're not aware of it, then you've crossed your line of a little moment. Now it's just what you do.
Not just like, I know it's that coming out. You know what I'm saying? But then I go give me some warm peach cobbler. I'm cool.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
That sounds good. I haven't made a peach cobbler in a long time. That sounds like a good idea. We're doing that at home.
Oh, everything. You know how to make one?
I can cook.
She can cook.
Okay.
I'll make you want to stay home.
So love in moderation.
Love in moderation.
Is that a little peach cobbler?
In moderation.
Peach cobbler in moderation. Well, you ain't gonna eat peach cobbler every day.
Right.
But it's nice when you have someone that can cook, when you have the ability to get these things so easily, to understand, okay, well, maybe once a month, maybe, really check yourself. Always check yourself. Stay in tune with what it is that you really need, why you're really doing what you're doing, and how much of what you're doing. I know it might sound like a lot, but it really is just taking care of you.
I need that peach cobbler though with that extra crust now.
Right? Little crumble. We're gonna put a crumble on top.
The crumble? Oh, okay.
That's what make it though.
We're gonna have
the warm peaches.
We're gonna have to have you on coming up in the future with some peach cobbler.
LA County. You know what I mean? Born and raised. Moved out to Pomona. You know what I mean? Was hanging out with my, they say you are who you hang with. You know what I mean? So back then, we didn't have too much. I grew up in the days when kids played in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We went outside. Right. We went outside to play. Sometimes we got in trouble. Sometimes you know how that goes. You know, during school, we used to party a lot.
Yeah.
There was party crews, house parties, and things like that. And me and a couple of my friends used to go to these parties and we used to dance battle a lot. You know what I mean? So we did it a lot. And dance battle, like you used to be like going crumping and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? At these house parties. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Grinding on the girls, on the wall.
Right.
That shit. All that.
Yeah.
That's how I started.
Right.
That's how I started. Shout out to my boy E. Mills. We gonna get into him. We used to go outside and fight and party.
Yeah.
Partied and afterwards had problems in the parking lot.
Right.
True
Right.
Jamaican culture, true
Oh,
Jamaican
my-
shit right there.
True Jamaican culture, right? And
Dancing
yeah,
with
raised in a
them.
Jamaican household. My parents are Jamaican. Both my
Right.
parents Jamaican. Raised in a Jamaican household, eating some good Jamaican food, and
Right.
just one day, I was just out, with some friends, and we were battling, and an agent saw us, and he says, "Hey, you want to be in a music video?" I was like, "What, are you for real?" We weren't too interested in it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But his name was Ron Pope. Shout out to Ron Pope, right?
Ron
Right.
Pope.
Yeah. He was a casting director back in them days. Now he's producing. Picked me and my homies up, and then invited us out to this Jay-Z music video. H to the is O,
Oh,
B
okay.
to the is A. You remember that video?
Yeah.
So that was our first, I would say, video and introduction to the Hollywood game. And I tell you what, man, it stuck with us. It got addicting.
Right.
You know what I mean? We love to entertain while we was on set. We would battle on set, rap battle, do everything we can while the camera wasn't rolling and while the camera was rolling,
Oh.
right? And we
Yeah.
was there networking, and that's how we met different casting directors and different agents on that set. And it just went up from there, man. So we did that, and in addition to that, we had the Hollywood sets, and then we had the clubs. We were in the Hollywood nightlife, promoting clubs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Inviting the girls out
Mhm.
and all that stuff, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And we just loved the lifestyle. We just came up in that lifestyle. From the street to the parties, to the clubs, getting in trouble, going to school, ditching school, going to the house. That's just how we came up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
In the streets. You know what I mean? So it was just different.
Right.
It was
right.
just different back then.
How would
know
you
what I
say, like, how old were you when they like kind of recruited you for this, the Jay-Z video about?
Man, it had to be like maybe 19, 20.
Okay.
Youngin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Youngin.
Yeah. Like
And after that was it. You
that was
just-
it. That was it after that.
Yeah.
So that was prime. That was like the prime, like crump and dance age. 19,
That was the
20?
prime, man. That was the prime before the BBLs.
Yeah. When Rise came out. You talking
Yeah.
about around that time.
Yeah.
When
Rise.
Yeah.
When Rise came out, you know what I'm saying? We did, I did You Got Served. I mean, that movie. We did like all that. When B2K, when we was all.
Our cousin was a
cousin was-
choreographer.
yeah,
David
choreographer,
Scott.
shit.
Dave Scott.
I know Dave Scott, man.
Yeah, that's our cousin, our big cousin.
Okay, yeah. He was
Yeah.
the one on he's the choreographer on all B2K stuff.
Right.
Yeah, tall, dark skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Dave Scott.
Yeah.
I for sure know Dave Scott.
On everything.
Yeah. I
Junior.
worked with him.
That's Junior.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah, I worked with him a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I was in high school. All my friends in high school, I went to Dominguez.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dominguez.
Shout out to the D. I went there for summer school though, and then I couldn't go for regular school.
Yeah, I was kind of bad, you
Me
know.
too.
I was.
I had to go
doing
to
too much.
Compton High. Yeah.
Doing too much.
Yeah.
But I went to Dominguez, and all my friends, they did music. Like I was part of the Little Vixens. And,
Yeah. I looked them up too though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, and then the group broke up, long story short, and then I came in as a replacement. And I don't know, like I just didn't like how things was going and how I was being treated. I don't know what it was. There's really no logic excuse why.
Right.
I'm not about to sit on this podcast and even lie and say like I really don't know why I never stuck it through. And those were my friends. But
right.
once that little Vixen era like went away, I joined Code Red with one of the ex-members, and we started a whole new name and we kept going, but literally we got into it over a 2-day car rental. So I was like, I looked at it like, damn, you supposed to be my homegirl. So I feel like if we gonna argue over a 2-day car rental that's mine, I'm trying to get my license. You supposed to be my homegirl with license.
Right.
You feel me? You supposed to help me, look out for me, And it's just like, it just didn't go right. And I'm like, if we can't get the rental together, we can't even do no business together at all.
Right.
Like,
Right.
just period. And that's what made me just go solo. Compton Kiwi, like, then Compton Kiwi was just reckless. She was on her, like, I ain't even gonna lie, she was on her NWA shit.
On everything.
I seen Compton Kiwi was going down for destruction. Like, she would have started off with an impact, But at the end of it all, it just would have been bad.
It wouldn't have ended right.
It wasn't
right.
the image that I wanted for myself when I actually really wanted to be in this industry.
Right. And at that time when, like how you said you was just like raw dogging and kind of like on one, did you realize, was you thinking about that now? Like, this is not really what I want to do? Or was you just...
I did. Okay. I did go through that breakthrough. I had to, when I lost everybody around me, you know, around the time I was Compton Kiwi, that's when spending time by myself is when I had to make the biggest decision of my life and in my career. And that was taking the Compton off my name and just thinking more longevity. You feel me? And if I want to be in this industry or if I just want to remain just be popping locally,
Right.
like, you know, so, and I really want to grow in this industry. I
Right.
want to sit next to elites like Alicia Keys and Beyonce and,
Right.
you know, Rihanna, and not just to scoot them, like knock them off they ditch, but just like scoot over, like let me sit right here,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
you
here
know.
too, yeah. I was just finna leave the nigga alone and shit like this. Now you done knocked him out. I gotta fuck with him to so he won't file no case or file no charges and shit though. But you know what that put me in the mindset of though? Remy is a nigga though.
Why?
Remy is a nigga. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
the homegirl,
Yeah,
for sure.
Man, on everything.
Black love. What camera we on? Black love goes through the black man. Straight up.
Not too much on Remy though, because listen,
Nah,
like
fuck that. I used to like
no,
Remy. She need to get
I love
that
Remy.
brown strip back in her motherfucking hair because she left that shit left. She went fucking cool.
Nah, she been retired that brown strip before jail. Okay, like
Shit.
listen, I love me some Remy and Pap. I'm so sad that they're going through this right now. They are super private too, so that's
All
a
them
lot.
rappers papooses. Didn't you say that?
Yep.
Bye. They don't even rap. They don't even rap the same.
Man, now
In
that
my
you think
opinion,
about
I
it,
feel
listen
like they
to
don't
that
rap the
shit.
same.
Listen to all them little metaphors.
But and then Papoose is versatile though, so that nigga got the, you know what I'm saying? He know, man, and then
Papoose
he's
is
a
fire,
he's
but,
a
like,
lyricist though.
You know what I think
He
got
is
her
a
mad?
lyricist, but Remy could always rap.
Fuck
She
rap.
can always rap. Right.
Fuck rap.
Yes,
y'all.
and she had nothing but time to work on her craft for about 8 years. Don't do her like that. Don't do her like that. Because you know what? Every time they go, like, there's a breakup with, like, artists, the guy always wants to come back talking about, I wrote her raps, too. Bye. Come up with something.
Well, my
else.
nigga Pap was,
Like,
my
you
nigga Pap
tell
was
that.
loyal though.
Yeah.
That nigga got the spot by the prison to go be able to go visit her every day.
I think he got cracked trying to break her out one time. He had like a clone key.
You know what I'm
Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know about
somewhere,
that.
But it was something like it was
That
something
nigga
around
in
there.
jail right now.
My nigga got cracked with like a clone key. Shit, I'm finna go get mine. Thinking that black love was real. This is what I think got Remy hot. You know what I'm saying? You seen that video like with Clarissa and Papoose, you know what I'm saying? They doing a little sparring and shit.
Yeah.
She jabbing that nigga like bam, doing all of this shit, looking nice.
No,
as a
they were
motherfucker.
speaking.
Remy got mad at that shit.
Nah, they were
She
speaking.
like, this bitch gonna whoop my ass. And he helping her.
You can't whoop iron.
Man.
Let me stop. But no, like, she kept saying, like, yo, stop bringing up my name. Because they were coming out saying stuff before Remy even countered. So it was her. She
What did
countered.
she say?
Like, they kept coming out speaking on the situation.
They or he?
Both.
None of them was.
Clarissa, yes, stop playing.
They
Clarissa
asked her a
went
question on Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't say nothing about her like
that. Say
that.
my name. If I do not fuck with you, don't say my name. Next question. That's how she feels.
But
it's a relevant story because they're in the public eye, though. So
That's fine,
it's
but you
something
can
that
still
people are going to talk about because they're in the public eye.
Had that clip.
But then,
because-
so if that's the case, she wouldn't have started spilling beans, period, at all. She started spilling beans. My boy killed her, though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he killed her like
he
that.
smacked. What?
Writing the raps, that's enough right there, though. Then
No, it ain't.
knocking the
That's
nigga
hearsay.
out. Look, but then knocking the nigga out that now that you flossing with, now putting videos and pictures of y'all happy and shit. You seen the old school picture of my boy from Philly? What was his name? With the teeth? You seen that? You seen it, Pop? You know what I'm saying? Then Remy tried to come out with the picture with Pap with the hat off. You know what I'm saying?
Foreheads is right.
Hey, but if you
Fuck
look
all that,
at you
Remy.
look at the comments, a lot of people was like, man, shit, he over 40. That's how a lot of 40-year-old niggas look.
Say like home is like the normal life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying, you go to the skate park, it's like it's something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how did you like
like manage to like just like work through that? You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like normality. It seemed like, man, this is just like torment.
Yeah. It's like I think skateboarding was that escape, like my homie Charlie Blair, he actually helped taught me how to like smoke weed and do things the right way, He was sponsored at a young age and touring around the world, and his homie was pro and had the Cottonmouth Kings all the time at their house.
Yeah.
And they'd be smoking and chilling and all that at a young age. But yeah, the homie Charlie just I don't even know what I was saying.
That AJ is fire. Motherfucker, hey, shout out to AJ's though,
Yeah.
man. Y'all
Got
do
him
the job,
right.
man.
Got him right
You know what I'm
before
saying? And that's what, like you said something on a previous show about I think a book or show or something you seen where it was a owner of a company, and when something bad would happen and shit though, instead of him just on some woe is me shit, it's like good.
Right.
Now this is how we're going to counter that. So to have that kind of mind frame, it'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you doing business with somebody and it don't go good, or whether you doing business and it do go good, having a perspective like that to just want to get to a solution is good though, man. And everybody, most people you want to give grace. But sometimes it's hard to give people grace and say like, damn, okay, they just fucked up.
I think like 2025, I understand give a motherfucker grace. We giving motherfuckers grace for years and years and years, like pretty much really. You know what I'm saying? Grace and human compassion, too much of it, you know what I'm saying? It'll cause a motherfucker to trip and fall.
See, but you know what? Well, also like, yes, absolutely. Also, like when you are when you have it, when you're in your journey where you can master, like, okay, well, this is just going to like this is not going to be emotional for me. Like once we step like on these lines, when we hop into this, it's not going to be emotional for me. So like if you decide to dive into somebody, I hate like I'm gonna sound like an asshole, and I don't care. I hate when like people start doing business and they start throwing that friend word around like that, like, and you really don't know them like that. Remember when we were talking about like that,
Right, like that.
like that? No,
That's
for real.
That's a real
You
sentiment.
really don't know them like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then like, and I feel like with females, like they'll have that like, oh, like what you mean? Like we're not friends like that, like. Girl, like this is what we're doing, like,
Right.
or are we? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you're cool, but like it's just like if we formulate a friendship, cool, but like
I think women do that too more than men, as far as with the friendship shit.
man, but the
You know what I'm saying?
but
Oh, that's
it-
my friend. That's
It
my
is, it is, and it's hard to like, and that's why I'm speaking on it because it's hard, like as a woman, to really go in and be like, listen, girl, like this is like I really need us to focus on this, and it be true to that. Like it could be cool, it could be cordial, but it's just like like I don't need you getting too personal with me, like respectfully.
right.
I don't need you to try to get too personal. Like I need a boundary to be set. You know what I'm saying? And if we form a friendship like through this, then we form a friendship through this. But it's not like oh, you're my friend. Like now, like we could start cutting corners with what the fuck we doing. Like no,
Right.
no, I did not sign the contracts.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. The
and
contract.
the contract says, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's sad in that way because like, you want to sympathize as a woman to be like, yo, like it's not personal. Like, who knows? Maybe we'll get there.
And all that. Take that out the picture. What makes Compton the mecca of West Coast hip hop? Why you say that and why you agree to it?
All the first records came out of Compton. You feel me? All the big first records came out of Compton. And then the evolution of the music.
You can say like gangster rap, all
Yeah,
that too.
from NWA to Kendrick now.
Yeah. Even like King T.
King T.
Man,
You know
all,
what I mean?
what I'm saying? So
The Game.
Yep.
When hip hop didn't have a West Coast rapper, and real quick, big shout out to The Game. We both grew up on the same street. You look at that first CD, my name is on that.
on the
He
real.
gave a big shout
What
out.
about
to him.
KRS-One?
KRS-One is from hip hop. That's why I was telling you.
From
In my
East Coast.
first years, all I could see was New York buildings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would.
Ain't from the Bay.
Oh, KRS-One from New York.
New York.
Yeah.
That's
Why I
Boogie
thought
Down
that motherfucker
Productions.
was from the
Yeah,
Bay.
Boogie Down.
That's
yeah.
Boogie Down
I
Productions.
thought I was tripping for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you know.
No, I always thought that ain't from the Bay.
Nah,
I ain't gonna even front.
nah. But you know, Too Short is one of the legends.
And I was finna go there.
Yeah,
too,
Too
like,
Short's
you know
one
what
of the
I'm saying?
legends. You know, I know my
Like, damn.
history.
But NWA then was out before Short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
You got to understand who NWA is, though. It's the Wrecking Crew.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew became NWA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So hip hop is invented by DJs.
Yep.
And that's the
Road
honest
Class
truth.
Wrecking Crew is what you saying it became NWA.
Yeah, that's all the members. That's Dre, Yella. What's his name?
Ran.
Yeah, no, Ren came after that. What's
Ren
his
came
name?
with
my
these-
boy from Texas.
DLC.
DOC, yeah.
All of them came after that, but it was. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. He's gonna kick my butt when he sees me.
That's cool. I'm kind of happy I asked that question though, because it's like by y'all naming these names, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a
No,
it's a
there's receipts.
reminder.
Yeah, we got
You know what I'm saying?
receipts.
Them motherfuckers like,
Yeah, we got receipts on this. Yo, like, nah, man, this is real hip hop history.
Yeah.
Compton is one of the innovators. You know, Yella told me this. Wrecking Crew is the West Coast version of Africa Bambaataa and the Sonic Force. If you listen to the music, that's what it was. It was electronic. It was 808s, and the drums were all that style of music. It wasn't until Dre and Cube and them came around listening to East Coast hip hop to be able to create the West Coast version of hip hop. But we could take it all the way back. How's this? 6 in the Morning by Ice-T is the very first gangster rap song ever out. And that Boys in the Hood is a copy of that.
Yeah, you just dropped a jewel right here though, because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I'm a DJ at heart. I love my history in Compton, you know?
The reason I know that because I'm an Ice-T fan, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 in the Morning was the first, and then 6 in the Morning was copied by somebody from Philly. So Ice-T was listening to I cannot remember what rapper, but he got it from Philly. So our style really never came from the East Coast. We never really bit the East Coast.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Well, we never copied what they were doing. We copied, Compton copied Ice-T. You know what I mean? And that's how they got Boys in the Hood. If you listen to both records, because I've put them together, you could hear it. You could hear that Dre was influenced by 6 in the Morning.
And I said, what the fuck did you just say?
Right.
I can get more work done if and I'm like, what the no way.
Right.
So I started with a drink. Fucked me up bad. It
What,
was
a
a bad
cannabis drink?
Yeah.
Oh,
I drank.
That's strong.
I drank- and that was back when there was no regulations on the drink. I think it had 500
I
milligrams.
think that's good for a
500?
Bro.
non-smoker. Oh my goodness.
Bro, listen, I woke up the next day and at 12 p.m. still my eyes were red. I had to drink 3 Red
good
Bulls
ass
to feel
juice.
it was amazing. Looking back at it. Right. But getting a little bit of understanding how to use it would work.
Right.
How to take off some of the edge, how to make and for me, what really took me deeper into smoking was my weight loss. So a lot of people don't know this. I used to be 280, 300 pounds back in 2018. And then as I was losing the weight and progressing through that process, the cannabis actually really gave me that extra push to work out, focus more, control my appetite. There were so much benefits that I got from it. Like the cardio part, I dare anybody. I can out jog you with a blunt any day.
Right.
For hours. I don't care because you hit that right indica and your muscles relax. Bro, you have no idea what's going on, but your body's moving.
Right.
10 miles later, you're like, yo, what just happened?
Right.
And your abs look nice, so you don't even
Right.
care. So
Right.
yeah, so my journey in cannabis was personal. And then, when COVID happened, it was a weird time for a lot of people.
For sure.
I had to lay off some people. The industry was looking weird, and honestly, I didn't love what I was doing. So I said, you know what? Cannabis is my passion. Let me switch over into it. Let me learn it, grow. And, you know, I really enjoyed it.
Right.
You know, I started out with Grizzly Peak.
Okay, yeah.
Signed Soulja Boy. We did Soulja Exotics. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of valuable lessons from that. And then, you know, we grew Grizzly Peak tremendously. Unfortunately, some things happened with the leadership and the market, and you know, we saw differences, and we went separate directions, and the industry kind of hurt my heart a little bit.
Right.
Took a break, and then I came back, and I'm like, bro, I'm not done yet.
That's right.
Sure.
Come finish the job. Like you switched all of this for a fucking reason. Like don't let failure stop you. It means on to the next one. You know what I mean? So
when you took that pause, was them thoughts that you had of like jumping into something else?
The thoughts were scary.
Okay.
I got fucked over.
Yeah.
I got fucked over bad. Put a lot of my effort, a lot of my hard work into it, then I got fucked over.
Right.
I was like, man, you're not gonna do what you want to do unless it's yours. Someone's gonna fuck you over. Switch industries. But when I switched, it was the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
People, it doesn't matter what.
No matter what industry,
Right.
right?
It doesn't matter, bro.
People are gonna be
You know?
people.
Right.
I was a concierge, and man, I met the wrong people. I'll say that.
Right.
But man, I sat there for months. Like, what do you do, bro? Like, do you go back to telecommunications? Do you proceed with the concierge? That's a carnival and have some, you know what I mean? Or do you really finish the job that you started? The thing that you, because at the end of the day, bro, I would have nightmares. Like,
Because you put so much time and effort into it.
so much effort.
And for a lot of people who understand marketing, a lot of that time goes unpaid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure your situation, but like
You're not wrong.
you know, like you put a lot in first,
Right.
You know,
and you got to bet on yourself that you see that return after. So it's just it sucks when you just and then you just to want to see that return, you put a lot of heart into it as well.
it's a lot of relationships that were built. You know what I mean? And I'd be there like one of my favorite people, bro. Like favorites, got to be Chrissy from Culture Cannabis. Like,
Okay.
this woman has come to my house. She's met my daughter. We've had dinner. Like when I told her I was leaving, she came over and like cried with me, like type shit. Like,
Yeah.
so to like lose those type of relationships, bro, like
Yeah.
I didn't want to, you know what I mean? So I had to come back. I felt like I owed a lot of people that we've talked about, like helping them get to the next level,
Right.
giving them the exposure, help. And the industry right now, bro, industry is.
I feel you on that one right there.
We did everything that we we did the dancing shit, we did all that shit.
On everything.
Cousins, all of us,
What was your best dance though? I know you remember.
Me and cousin, we used to crib walk a lot.
Okay, yeah.
We used to crib walk, like that was the
Fuck it up though.
yeah, we used to go crazy. We used to do the spins, all that shit, like you playing football. The whole shit, the whole whatever that shit come with, we did that shit.
On everything. So like do you get down with like the freestyling, or are you more of a writer?
I watched my cousin Musa, and my cousin Kurt. When they used to, I used to always grow up listening. Them was like the real first artists that I ever heard. Be honest, when I really knew music. Besides, like I told you, my mom and them, I knew it. But like somebody close to us, we was like who rapping. My cousin Curtis, my cousin Musa, and once them and the cousin Abo too, mommy Abo.
Yeah.
Once they started, then it's like I'm like, all right, that's that. Then my brothers and then we used to just freestyle. My brother H4, he used to beatbox. Then I used to freestyle. Then Eli he used to follow up, and then. Because we all do music.
On everything.
Yeah, all my
you got
brothers.
the whole family in the game.
All my brothers do music.
Yeah, Abo the one got the buddies.
Yeah.
Abo, Compton Cated. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Everything.
But them who I really liked, and I was like, yeah. And I used to see them on a little TV, YouTube shit, and I'm like, all right, we rapping. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So look, before we get into the show, we always do the best way to smoke tip. And when we have a guest, we ask the guest, give the people your best way to smoke tip.
Whew, man, life be life, and I got a whole lot of tips. But I think right now that what's pertinent to me in my life right now is being authentic. Like, you know what I mean? Moving through this world, who you are. Social media has a way of putting sort of a screen on a lot of people.
Right.
And just society, you got to show up sometimes as well, they want you to sometimes show up as who you are not. But the real way to enroll people into you and your story, your brand, whatever it may be, is to be authentic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just move through life, you.
That's right.
You.
I could dig that.
Amen to that.
For sure.
Yeah, man, all the way. I would just say, who determines that authenticity? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can be going a certain route in life. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, this is the authentic person of who you are, whatever it may be. But in reality, you get to doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, what's cracking?
Well, can't nobody tell you who you are. You are authentic. Showing up authentic is the feeling that you get from yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
feeling good.
Yeah.
Not about what they think.
It's not about what they think. How you know if I'm showing up me or
Right.
somebody else.
Right.
And then I think it goes along the lines of just each time you see this person, who are they? Are they the same person every time you see them? You know what I mean? Like, or is it one day you see them and they giving that voice? You know how some people got to put that voice on to be heard or feel like they can't be heard because I mean because like for example, I come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I can just say this from experience because I used to feel like I used to have to show up to these city council meetings and these meetings and be like, my name is Asia Allen, and I can put it on.
Right.
But it's like people don't want that. They love our culture. They love who we are.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? They love my little passion and my little ghetto. So I'm gonna show up who I am.
Fun, no. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell y'all just like this. Make sure you stay elevated with me, Big J.
Yep, and make sure you stay on the fixed mindset, smoking with your favorite smoking partner, Sirpo.
And we're gonna pop shit every week with C-Pop. All right, y'all?
Growth mindset. We out here.
Bottom line.
Next time.